Just for test. Hi guys, I'm Swati Manshramani and I'm back again with Awaz on popular demand, of course. Basically this popular demand was by guys, not by girls. But I'm sure genuine girls must have enjoyed my Awaz, but they didn't really message me, so whatever. But I'm happy that guys enjoyed Awaz and they messaged me, and so it's back again. Because I think I'm born to do that, you know, because I'm like not scared, I'm not a hypocrite, I can say whatever it is. So I think I'm like meant for Awaz. If you had watched my last Awaz, which was about Predator and shit, so there was this one guy that messaged me and he told me to share his story because he got like really emotional having watched my Predator and shit ka Awaz. And so he told me that there was this girl in his office, so she lured him with all her kind of attractive charm and stuff like that, and she extracted a 2 lakh from him in the name of or basically I kind of gave him hopes that she'd be his girlfriend or something. So he gave her a 2 lakh, she blocked him, she didn't become his girlfriend, she didn't return the money, and then now she started dating another guy in the same office of his. So I mean, predators, I told you. So he was like thankful to me for making this video and like making people aware that people like these exist. I'm like, you're very welcome. I'm born to do that. So of course I told you that there are predators like this that exist. You just have to kind of not give benefit of doubt to such predator and shit people. So yeah, I also want to tell you that though I didn't really get anything positive out of girls, but there was this bitch that did message me in the name of Lipstick, like her fake profile on Instagram named Lipstick. She was like, after my live, she messaged me like, what, not having watched Awaz? Like she was like so triggered by the 40-year-old age which I talked about and the ugliness and stuff like that. And she's like, I'm sure that she's the one that I've really spoken about in the video. So she did come to me with her fake profile and she got like really triggered. But doesn't matter. I blocked you. And yeah, that's all that really matters. And I also want to tell you that though I might not look like that in this dress, but I'm still pregnant, you guys. So yeah, I'm almost at the last verge of my pregnancy. I'm on. So let's start with today's expose Awaz. So guys, today's expose Awaz is on the topic character versus dressing sense, or like dressing sense versus character. Well, it's like, oh, this topic is like really close to like my personal heart because I've seen like so many experiences with myself, with people around. So yeah, this is like a topic where I am going to give you a lot of stories from my personal life, and these are like absolutely true stories. So let's start from my college. So basically I've always been this kind of girl that have exposed or dressed really fashionably but in a very classy way. So I would not really expose where I'm not supposed to expose, you know, or I wouldn't really dress in a way that is cheap. I'm always a classy dresser, but I've always really been inspired by the models, you know, the Indian models, the international models, like the V channel models when I was like younger. And like I've always been like really inspired by Indian and international models, and I would always want to emulate them or dress like them, and that's been the case from the time that I've been born. So like I've always dressed that way. So guys, let me take you back to my college. So you know, you cannot change like a person all of a sudden. I've always been really inspired by models, as I told you, and I would always dress fashionably. I would expose but in a very classy way, and I would carry myself off a certain way. Always been that way. But I would really like to tell you, because of that, and despite being a good student in my college and always been like very sincere about my studies, I was still character assassin. You know why? Because I dressed a certain way and carried myself a certain way. But I would really like to clarify something over here, that I have never really been interested in guys. Of course, I'm a straight person and let me clarify that. But I have never really been into guys. I always knew very clearly in my head what kind of guy I want, and I always knew I was a one-man woman. I was never a kind of person who would go on having affairs. I am not a sexually driven person. I am driven by a person's intelligence, by, you know, a lot of characteristics which I have found in my life partner, and that's why he's the only person that I have ever been committed to. He's the only person that I've been married for 12 years of my life right now. So I've been that kind of clear-headed person when it comes to relationship and guys. But when it comes to being fashionable, it is all about how I wanted to feel about myself and my confidence and how I wanted to work on myself. But that doesn't give any right to anybody to character assassinate anyone based on how they dress or how they carry themselves. Okay, so as I told you, that doesn't give right to anybody to character assassinate anybody based on the way they dress or based on the way they carry themselves. Now let's get back to a story that I have witnessed. So there was this one girl in my college, and she was like really popular because she was always not popular. She was like, she had this image of being decent, and of course girls would like her because like she's decent. And just because somebody dresses fashionably but they're really hardworking in their own life, they're not decent. So she would kind of dress decently and stuff like that. So she had that kind of image. But I have witnessed her getting physical, like eye-opening physical for me, because I was never that kind of person who would want to have affairs with guys. Like as I told you, I was never into guys or I was never into affairs. And my character has always been very superior. Like I have been the strongest character person from the time, born. I always knew I'm a one-man woman. Like my character was always strong, and yeah, my personality has always been that way. So this girl who dressed, in all salwar kameez and had a decent image, she was into guys behind the scenes, and then she would have physical affair with like so many guys who she called just friends. So yeah, like I have witnessed these things actually happening, that those girls who character assassinate other girls are actually the worst by their character, are actually the ones that want to have affair with anybody, with anyone, upar se leke niche, having given a chance. I mean, that's the reality of this world. And yeah, I'm just exposing y'all, whatever it is. If you can kind of pretend to be someone else, and if you are a wolf in sheep's skin, then I'm just taking out your skin and exposing your true colors. I mean, that's nothing wrong with that. All I'm saying is speaking truth and talking genuine fucking stuffs. So next story that I'd really like to tell you is in, again, my corporate. So I joined this American corporation, which is like huge, I work for this American corporation, and despite being technically really superior, so I've been good at studies, I've been really good at technical stuff, but I like to be confident. I like to dress a certain way to feel good about myself. Is there anything wrong with that? I mean, and I had guy friends in my company, and the guy friends used to be like guy with me, they knew my character. So guys, actually, they just knew who I was. I'm just a guy among guys. But it was always girls, that I really faced an issue with. And I just don't know why I had to kind of face issues, petty issues like that in my life ever. But whatever it is, I'm just being like really transparent and genuine in front of y'all. So in my corporate also, like I would like dress a certain way or carry myself a certain way. And there's this manager of mine, and see, for me to dress this way or carry myself a certain way, I eat healthy, I control, I restrain myself from a lot of unhealthy stuff. It's a hard work, it's a lifestyle work. And also I study, I do a business, like I work hard. So there are a lot of different things that you have to do. You just don't do one thing. You don't have like a privilege where like there's 50-60 people that are working for you. You're one person that's working on so many different arenas of your life, and it's a lot of hard work, which these people don't really see. So there was this manager of mine, and I was like technically so good. But instead of recognizing like my technical skills, all she did was judge me based on the way I carried myself or the way I looked, and would not really give me opportunity just because of the way I looked. I'm like, why can't you work on yourself? Go look the way that you want to look and be confident about yourself, rather than putting others down despite they being good just because you are insecure. I mean, why? Why be insecure of girls that dress a certain way? Why judge character of a person just because they dress a certain way, whereas that's not the reality of this world? And I would also like to tell you that these comments on YouTube that I get of like so many frustrated housewives I'm not gonna even say housewives. So these are like housewives initially, and then they kind of start going to school and become like school teachers and stuff like that, and they're like too frustrated with their own lives, and then they kind of hoard around with parents of children. So these school teachers, like especially I've seen around me, who dress a certain way and they kind of pretend to be like all bhola bhala person, not have any attitude, and like they're such good human beings, and they are the person that have affair left and right with anybody, anyone, everyone under the sun, like the parents of the students. And you know, सबसे पहले ना मुझे समझ में नहीं आता है कि why are like people so much after having affair or like being sexually involved with other people. I mean, how do you want to even have affair or be sexually involved with anybody under the sun? I mean, for me to even kind of be sexually involved with a person, I have to fall in love with the person, then I've got to kind of, you know, feel that connection with the person. I can't really just have an affair for the sake of having an affair. And I mean, I'm definitely not a whore, so I cannot understand the whore mentality, but I've definitely seen whores doing whatever that they do, and it has nothing to do with the way they dress. Like if you see the way they dress, they're just like normal ghar ke log, and they do whatever that they do. So it is not right to judge anybody's character. It is not right to judge anybody based on what their attitude is or how they carry themselves. Confidence doesn't really mean that the person is bad by their character or by their nature or is not approachable. I'm a really confident person. I will always affirm good things about myself. I'll dress the way that I do want to dress, but at the same time, I'll be approachable to good people. You approach me and you're going to see that I'm a good person by heart. If you know, you talk to me, you would realize that it is not how others judge you. It's about how is your experience with the person that you come across. So just experience talking to the person, experience being with that person, rather than just judging an image of the person, which is like not always true and false in maximum cases. So I gave you like a lot of insights about how you must not really judge a person's character based on how they dress. It's about, is that person really approachable? Have you really interacted with that person rather than making an opinion about them? So you cannot really form an opinion based on how one pretends to be. You know, it's not always being a hypocrite that works. It's sometimes the most genuine people, the people that say anything and everything under the sun. They have the cleanest of the heart, and they're like the most genuine person. Anyway, I don't really want to divert from the topic. I just want to say that don't really judge a person's character. Don't really judge a person based on how confident they are, how they dress, because that is not how it works. What works is how a person's character is based on how they act. Go झांको लोगों के घर पे जो बहुत भोले भाले आपको लगते हैं ना कि फुल सलवार कमीज में रहते हैं एंड स्टफ लाइक दैट, और उनका कैरेक्टर बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग है. मैं ये नहीं बोल रही कि जो सारे सलवार कमीज पहनते हैं सबका कैरेक्टर खराब है. नो, दैट्स लाइक नॉट माय इंटेंशन. बट व्हाट आई एम सेइंग इज जस्ट टेक द फोन ऑफ पीपल, सी what they do on their phones, and then you will realize whose character is what. So if you have guts, you know, give your phones to other people, or if you have guts, open your lives to others for them to see and not just pretend an image. And yeah, this is all that I really wanted to say. See, there's no intention of mine bashing girls, so there's like, I don't have really any intention to put anybody down, but my intention is to kind of change your perception, you know. And now it's high time that the perceptions are changed. It's high time that you realize what it is, because somebody has to speak up. So I am taking this onus on me to speak up and then talk about my story and then say whatever that I do have to say from my heart. And I just don't want to keep things bottling up inside me and be like, I wish लोग समझते, I wish उनको समझ में आता, शायद आपको नहीं समझ में आएगा अगर कोई बोलेगा नहीं. So that's why I've just decided to speak up. And yeah, that's what it is, and that's how I end today's episode of Awaaz. And I will again meet with you on the next episode of Awaaz really soon. Bye guys.